Hi, this is Amir. I want to show you what we're working on Views 1.3 and what you can expect in the very near future. So first thing, why we're doing all this? Well, we like views, some of you also like views, but the feedback that we're getting the most is that it's not as easy to use as you'd like. It's not as easy to use as we'd like as well. So this release is all about making views a lot more nicer to use and to get your results out of. Okay, let's see what we have now. The first thing that you'll notice when you upgrade to Views 1.3, oh, and sorry, Views 1.3 looks completely different, but is 100% backward compatible with previous Views versions. So the interface is new. We hope that things are a lot more easy to use and streamlined, but anything that you've created before continues to work today. Okay, so first thing you'll notice is that names have changed. Now you will see views, content templates, and WordPress archives. This used to be called before view templates, and these were view archives. So in order to make things easier to understand, especially for first-time users, we've made it into unique names. We hope that these are descriptive names. I'll go through them and try to explain what they are. The listing pages today are a combination of a listing and setting pages. Let's look at the content template listing page to explain this a bit. Do you remember how you'd apply a content template before, view template before to your content? You'd need to create it and then get back to the setting page, which wasn't a fun thing to use, and find what you're setting there and apply it. This is no longer required. You can apply what the content templates are used for in the listing pages. Let's look at an example. So I have this content template, I call it fancy page. Right now it's not assigned to any post type or taxonomy. I can change it from here. Let's apply it to pages, for instance, or to anything else I can apply. Okay. And we can see here the single pages, or the archives, or the taxonomy archives. Well, that's it. And after I've applied it, I get this little warning here, which says that I changed the default, but I have existing content that needs update, and I can update existing pages to use this content, this template here. I hope this helps. I can list the content templates according to their names, like we see here, or according to how they're being used. So for instance, you want to create a new template for your products, for instance. You'd go to here to arrange by usage. You can see your existing content types, and you can see if they already have content templates applied to them, and you can edit them directly from here, or you create new ones. If I want to venture and create a content template for my media single post types, I can do this right from here. Okay, so there's no setting required anymore. When I click to create a new content template for one of my content types, the title gets set automatically, the usage gets set automatically, and I can go ahead and enter the content for this. Okay. I hope this makes the content templates a bit easier to use now. Same thing happens for views and for WordPress archives. Let's look at the WordPress archives. These used to be the archive views before. So you can list them according to their names or according to their usage. So if, for instance, we want to customize the home page or the search results, we go here, or anything else, we go here and we create a new view for this archive, and that's it. There's no more settings to be done, nothing else to apply. We go ahead and directly create our content. So for instance, we want to create a new view for categories listing. We click here, we enter the name, and off we go. Okay, you'll see that the view gets created with the names that you've chosen. At some point in time we'll fix this bug and the categories will be set correctly. Don't worry, we're still in the early beta at the moment. And you can go ahead and enter the content for this view. Okay, and this is a little preview of how a view looks. Now let's get directly to complete views and see what you can expect there. Sorry. Okay. Views don't have usage because they're not applied to any content type. You insert a view into your content. So let's just go ahead and create a new view now. When I do that, you'll see a new dialog popping up asking you what you want to do with that view. Views are pretty powerful things with quite a lot of features in them, and we realized that we want to make it easier for you to achieve your purpose with a view. The only way to do that is to ask you what the purpose is right now. Let's look at the simplest view, which is to display all the results without anything else. So let's do that. I'm selecting to display all results. We'll give it a name. Say boxes. No, all pages. And we're creating the view. Now what happens is we automatically show and hide the different sections in the view edit page so that it lets you focus on achieving what you need to do. It's not going to show you sections that are completely irrelevant for you and is hopefully going to be a lot easier to use. So first you're going to be greeted with a short help message that explains to you what you're seeing here on the page and how to use that. Next you choose the content to load. Similarly to previous views, you choose between posts and taxonomy. We hope that you like this interface better. There is a small update button for each section which allows you to set up the view and save it locally, so you don't need to scroll up and down the page in order to apply your changes. Let's leave all of this like it is. Here is the new filters section. Basically it does the same as before, it just is easier to use. But let's leave this without any filtering for now. Now the next major thing that we thought we noticed is a problem for you and for us as well was the difference between the easy settings and the full settings. So in the previous views version you had the GUI interface where you choose what to display, and then it displays it with HTML that mostly nobody used. It was meant as an example, not as a final your final output. But going between the simple view, the simple editing, and the complete editing wasn't that friendly to anyone. Wasn't friendly to us as well. We replaced it. Now you see the HTML editors open in front of your eyes. So it might look a little more intimidating to start with, but we hope that this will make it easier to understand exactly what you're getting from views. You can create the entire layout with a wizard. This is similar to what we had before, only a bit more organized. So the wizard shows the same options as we had before, and it lets you, let's choose one of them, lets you insert fields into it. Let's add another one. Let's add the body, for instance. You can search here if you want. Okay. You can choose the content template for body fields, and you can choose different attributes for other fields. We'll show that later. And then we add it into the view. So you can replace the entire loop with the new setting that you created, or you can insert it into the cursor position. Normally you'd like to replace the entire layout. And off we go. So now you have everything in front of you, and you can continue editing here. If you want, let's add a field, for instance. We're already in the editor, and we can click here on the fields and continue editing, hopefully more conveniently. Another thing that we've added to this version is the ability to connect content templates into views. This editor here actually says what we're going to have in the output, and if many views need to output the same content in different cases, and so we recommend to use a content template for that. Only before we had to go between the view edit and the content template edit. We had to save each and refresh and load. Long story short, this is not required anymore. So if, for instance, we want to have some content template that repeats in this view several times, we just add it here. I'll create a new one. And we insert it here, and it appears here. Okay, so now we can edit the content template directly here. Let's add the body, and we can add some styling to it. It's really ugly, but never mind. Okay, so I hope you get the idea with that. So we can update it here, and it's ready to use. And I can update the layout part, and it's completely ready to use. I don't need to go switch between pages to get a view and its templates together. And obviously we can add more templates here. Okay, so I can click here and have more content templates connected to this view, or use the one that I just connected. This is the basics for a view. The last thing that I wanted to show you is how parametric search works. Parametric search was probably the most complex thing that you could do with views before. We hope that it's gonna be a lot easier now. Parametric search means that you're opening the views filters for visitors. They can search for things according to different parameters in custom fields and taxonomy. We're not going to discuss how complicated it was before. Let's just look at what we have now for that. Okay, so I created the view. I'm loading products. Let's skip all this. There's a filter here. We don't need to touch it. The view will update it automatically for us. Let's just start and insert filters to it. So you can see that now we have a filters section. It wasn't showing in the previous simple view that we created before because it wasn't needed. It's needed here. I'll start by adding filters. Okay, what to filter by? That's easy. I want to filter by product type. And I can choose how the input is going to look. There are fields for the labels and how to sort it. I don't need to... Oh, and there are the advanced settings that let us choose the comparison function, the slug if we need, but we don't have to. Let's move ahead. And I can also edit it from here. We'll show this in a different different videos. We don't go completely off topic. Let's add another one. So we've just added the taxonomy filter for the product type, and well, okay. So this is just an example. Obviously, your product types will have your real custom fields and taxonomy which you can filter by. And we've added another one, and we want to add a submit button. Call it. And now we have a complete parametric search form, and this view is ready now. Oh yeah, we can go to the layout part and add some output, so we decide how to display the products that we've listed, but basically that's it. Because this view is a parametric search view, it already knows everything it needs. You want to see something nice, so let's scroll up here, and we can see that the parametric search section already created everything needed here in the query in the query section. So it already knows that it needs to select the posts with the taxonomy tags that are referenced by such and such slug. All of these things you might have needed to do manually before in views and connect everything correctly yourself. This is no longer the case. All you need to do is add the search filters here, and we take care of the rest. And we update it, and we can insert this view into our content, and we have a fully functional parametric search. And the last thing that we are working on, which I'll show in our next video probably, is the training material for views. Again, in order to help things go easier, we're completely revising the views documentation and make it focused on achieving your purposes. Our new training material will lead you through building a company site, a business site with views, including the homepage, slider, products, grid, a single product, things of that sort. Fairly easy site. You'll get your training site on Discover WP with all the content ready for it, and training sessions per topic, and you can experiment there on the new GUI with complete tutorials to follow and practice yourself on the sample content that we're creating, and we really hope that this will help. So thank you very much for watching this, and we're looking forward to sending Views 1.3 as a beta sometime around next week. See you there. Bye bye.